Hi, this is Dr. Lassane. Welcome back to a screencast for LSSL 5360 for the summer semester. I know you're looking at a screen right now that says Fall 2013, but I'm going to use this as a jumping off point to show you how to put together your blog for the course this summer. It's going to be a little bit different than folks in the past have done, but I'm going to show you one that I've already written, and then we're going to kind of walk through how to do a blog post. As you can see, I'm here. I've already created my blog. I've given it a title. I think titling it something that you're going to remember is a really good thing. I'm using Blogger. If I have a Gmail account, I can have as many blog accounts as I want with Blogger, so you can feel free to sign up. If you don't have a Gmail account, it's easy to sign up for that too. But you're free to use whatever blog platform you like. I've been using Blogger for a while. I have several blogs that are up here at this site, and so it's just something I already know how to use. I've done one post, which I did already, and we're going to take a look at it here so that you can see what a blog looks like as you're kind of getting ready to put one into place. You'll notice here, that's my Gmail account. You'll notice that I have the option of doing a new post, or I can click on design, which will take me to a screen, show me what my current design looks like, but show me all the other design options that I have. And as you're putting together your blog, those are the decisions you can make. I've used different kinds of backgrounds, different kinds of designs, and I think that's totally up to you. I decided to use the one I have right now because to me it's just kind of bright and summery and says everything, that I want to say about children's literature. So let's go back and take a look. As you can see, last summer I put a blog post up. There's only one, but that's okay. I've completed my profile here, and you'll be asked to do these kinds of things as you're putting yours together. And basically the post that you see here is one of my New York Times best-selling books, The True Blue Scouts of Sugarman Swamp. If you look up here, you'll see that I have included the cover for the book. I can size that. I can make that small, medium, or large. That's totally up to you. But this is such a wonderful cover that I really wanted folks to see it. And look how beautifully it stands out against this background. I have my bibliographic citation right there. That's APA format, author last name, comma, first name initial only, period. Then in parentheses, the year of publication, followed by a period. Then the title of the book, True Blue Scouts of Sugarman Swamp. You capitalize only the first word in the title and then proper names after that. The next is the city of publication, New York, New York, colon, Athenaeum, that's the publisher, period. So that's the first piece of my blog post, is to do that. The second piece is to write a short summary. And here we go, right here. You can see when I say short, it is. 2 raccoons, a giant rattlesnake, and a cousin of the Yeti battle alongside a very human boy for the swamp and surrounding area. A corrupt politician and an alligator wrestler have plans to cement over the swamp and ruin the environment. In a warmly humorous account, Appelt makes us care about all the creatures of the swamp. The next piece that I have has to do with my response to the book, basically why this book is here. This book reached the bestseller list several times early in the year, as it was on the short list for the National Book Award and perhaps was being considered for the Newbery. Voices what makes this novel so appealing. The raccoons, snakes, and human inhabitants of the swamp are individually developed and fascinating to watch in action. Notice I've got 2 typos right here. Can you see it right here? Swamp and human. I'll show you how to fix those in just a minute. The last thing I added here is a link to the book trailer, and you can see it's an active link. You click it and it will take me out to the book trailer for the book. So there's my particular blog right there. I want to go in though, now that I've seen those errors, and I want to say, I want to edit this post. Can you see how different this looks in editing? And I'm going to show you how this all comes together in just a minute. But let's come down and fix the errors I usually spell check this ahead of time, but I didn't. And then all you have to do is say update, and then the next time we look at it, it should be fixed. And you can see everything's okay. So let's take this process from beginning to end. So let's come back to our work page, if you will. This is the page that allows me to do several different things. It allows me to write the post, which is what we're going to do. It allows me to view the posts I already have, view my blog as a whole. But in this case, I want to be able to make a new post for one of the required books for the class. One of the required books for the class is Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. So let's go ahead and create a post for that. I'm going to click, that gives me, you can see a working screen. My post title, I like to give titles that make sense. So, Where the Wild Things Are. I just think, you may as well just be straightforward and talk about things like that. So as I come down here, the first thing I can do is insert an image. Remember I said you need to put book covers in here. So how do you find that book cover? Well, in my case, I'm going to have to go out because I've not done it already. I'm going to have to come out here and I'm going to go to Google and search images for Where the Wild Things Are. And lo and behold, there it is. I can choose, and I certainly hope you do choose, to use the cover. If you choose to use one inside image, that's fine as well. But I'm going to go here and snag the cover, and I simply do that by doing a right click, saying Save Picture, and I'm going to call it Where the Wild Things Are, WTA. To me, that's easier than typing it all out. Save it on my desktop. Then I'm going to come back here and select my file by browsing. I know it's there. Waiting for it to pop in. It's just taking a moment here. For some reason, the computers are a little slow today. So I'm going to click on that, say Open. You'll see it here. There's the cover. Add Selected. It's going to say, well, where do you want it? Do you want it aligned to the left over on this side? Do you want it in the center, or do you want it aligned to the right? I generally like it left. I think center doesn't always work. It's not always as balanced, so I like putting it on the left. I can make it small, medium, large, extra large, or the original size I have here, and that's up to you, folks. I tend to stick with medium, and now in HTML code, that is the cover for the book. So you've got the book cover. The next piece is to give your annotated bibliography. Remember, the annotated bibliography is author's last name, first initial, period, the year the book was published. Thank goodness I know these things, period. Then the title of the book, which is going to be in italics. And remember, only the first word of the book is capitalized along with any proper names. So I'm outside of my italics. Notice this is HTML code too, saying begin italics, end italics. You don't have to know the code to use it. It's there. After that, then I need my place of publication, which is New York, New York, and the publisher, which in this case is Harper. I've now done my bibliographic citation, and it is in APA format. Now, there are pieces to putting this blog post together. The first asks for a very brief summary. So, generally in a summary, I'm concerned about who's the main character, what's the conflict, how do they go about solving the conflict. So if you've read Where the Wild Things Are, you probably know this. I've read it probably every semester for the last 25 years, so I'm pretty familiar with it. So I'm going to start by talking about the main character, that's Max, and what's the conflict? Max has gotten into trouble for misbehaving. He's sent to his room where he imagines leaving on a voyage. He encounters, whoops, gotta spell it right? and travels back home. Dinner is waiting, and it is still hot. Basically, that is a complete summary of the book, and it's done in certainly under 50 words. It may be closer to 30 words there. It takes a while to learn how to write short, but once you've got it, you've got it. So that's the first piece there. Now, the second piece of this assignment at the blog asks for me to apply the criteria that I read about in my textbook. The criteria for, in this case, picture books. This is part of set 1, and it talks about picture books. So I need to look at my text. I need to see what is it that that textbook is saying about art in particular, and how you evaluate picture books. So that's the next piece that I'm going to write here. I'm going to kind of be dictating and writing as we go along. Normally I might have a Word document open, a Word file open, excuse me, and be kind of doing it this way, and then I can cut and paste into here. But for the sake of brevity here in the screencast, I just want to show you how this goes. So the second part of this is to talk a little bit about the criteria. So Sendak uses line to indicate texture of the wild things. Additionally, you know I'm talking about something else now. The illustrations grow in size until they cover one page and then extend across the double page spread. I am using one of the books for this assignment so you can kind of see what it should look like when you're done. Sendak's color palette. And hopefully my spell check will pick that up when I look at that. Consists of earth tones that convey a message of being grounded. Now, I've now completed the brief annotation of the book, the summary of the book. I've talked a little bit about how I'm applying my criteria here. It would be really nice if I added something else at the end here and talked either about, you can see a book trailer here, or you might compare book to movie if you're working with older kids. That's kind of going to be up to you what you place in here. But I do think, and I just caught a typo, so I'm going to fix it right now. I do think it's important that we add something to this, that it's not just a blog that says blah, blah, blah about the book, but that goes beyond the book in some way. You could certainly use this book in a classroom setting and talk about that. One of my favorite ways to use Where the Wild Things Are is in a lesson on theme. So here I might put using the book in a lesson on how to identify theme would be good for older readers. And part of that is there are multiple themes in this book which allow students to look at the story more deeply. You certainly are welcome to have something a little bit different from what I've done here. Now, a couple things that you can do at this point. I can come over here and click on Compose, and there's a spell check right there. I can click on that, and you can say, oh, look at that. I do have some typos. I do have some spelling errors. So that will fix that. When you tap on it, it will give you what it thinks are the correct spellings. You can also ignore Sendak is correct. So I'm really not going to worry about that. So I can come back here now. I've done my spell check, come back to the HTML code, which I like. You can come over here. You can add labels. I'm not requiring that you do that. But a lot of people find it important in a blog to say things like picture books, Sendak. So if somebody's searching your blog, they can find that. And that goes there. Now, once I'm done with that, I hit publish. And remember, I can come back up here and I can view it. So let's see what it looks like. There's my finished product. It takes a little bit of time, it takes a little bit of effort, but look at how, first of all, attractive that is. Imagine getting attention from doing something like this. It's just a really good way, I think, of bringing kids to the book itself. So that's how you put a blog together. I'm not going to show you how to do the design and all those other features, because those are things that I think are very self-instructive when you get to the blog site itself, whatever platform you're going to use. But that's how you write the assignment that subsumes the textbook assignment and the blog at the same time. This is one of what will be 30 different blog entries though, so bear in mind you're going to have to spend some time putting these things together. Perhaps as you're reading the book, you'll go out and you'll pick up the cover for the book and put that in a file. As you draft, you might want to put that in a Word document so you can cut and paste and throw it in there once it's been spell checked. That's going to be up to you, however you work best. But make sure that you really do kind of keep up with this and don't leave it till the last minute. There's nothing worse than trying to put this together at the very last minute. So that's how you put together your blog. That's how your textbook becomes a part of that as well. I hope this has been instructive. If you have questions, remember, email me. I am always happy to answer any questions you have. Good luck, everybody.